Morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everyone. Nebius, yeah, it found support at the 9 EMA and it's like a uh the lower trend line, this rising trend line level, and today it's gapping up into the all-time highs. Another name is UMAC, also gapping up into the all-time highs, and this is a 1.5 year base from the previous 1600% move. I really like this kind of long base breakout, and it seems like a really powerful gap up. Again, EP style. Markets open flat today. Yeah, maybe I'll try the buying the opening range breakout. Flat. And actually also this quantum names are also looking really strong. Flagging after the 2 day push, 50% move on RGTI. Yeah, another 50% move from this INFQ. This UMAC is moving so fast. I guess no more buying power for AOI. Probably UMAC is the one consumes most of the remaining buying power. Yeah, I think this is probably it for today for my trading. Not getting much traction today. Seems like the semis are getting a little bit weak. Maybe because the whole sector, like as sector ETF, is a bit extended up here, and yesterday there is some distribution volume up there, but there are lots of like potential supports level. For example, on IWM is the gap and the non-EMA, and they also the previous highs is a pretty decent support level at around maybe 286 or even undercutting to 285. Looks like the market is bouncing right after I discussed about the support level. Sounds a little bit silly, but I'm going to rebuy my Intel if it's starting to find support right here, right now. What is happening? This INFQ is not going away. No, I think I just ran out of buying power to buy INFQ. What 0.0% you normally set stop loss for EP? I I I set my stop loss normally around 1 to 2%. Regardless of well, setup or entry tactics that I use. Generally, I would like to set it at the low of day, but sometimes I may set it at the bar low, um, maybe somewhere below the anchor VWAP or just anywhere um, between 1 to 2% for my entry. Really think that the quantums are wanting to go, wanting to move higher. Just needs a little bit of the market cooperation. Don't know what the market is doing right here. Probably some news or is it just released, and would love to see the indices just hold the 9 EMA or just go sideways. I think going sideways is absolutely fine. But I don't want to see a reversal after a push up. Intel is pretty weak today, and actually, yeah, I think maybe throughout the week is also it's also pretty weak. But I really like this shakeout on the anchor VWAP, and more importantly, it shakes me out. So So I think this is a really valid spot. Yeah. After shaking out and then a reclaim. Would like to see it, the reclaim and the rebound above the EMAs. This CPRS is also holding up the lower time frames EMAs. Could be the first higher low since the downtrend. Gonna keep an eye on it on this one. Let's see, like a 60-minute. The 9 starting to cross above the 21. Not yet, but maybe like tomorrow or next week, like next Monday. Yeah, I agree. The some rotations into the software sector. I'm uh, I'm watching the cybersecurity ones, but the earnings is on next week, like 4 days later. Actually, yesterday is the app breaking out. Yeah, the first day they face back into the base, into the higher part of the base. Also, the EMAs on the lower time frame, 60 minutes, and getting a breakout yesterday. First Solar is really gaining strength. Didn't expect that. Always good to see some other sectors, some other names from other sectors, industries catching up. That is, I think, a bullish sign to see. ONDS, I think the best entry would be yesterday, but it's too quick. It's like it's moving up really fast. It probably gonna be another like a straight up lockout rally. Would you trim if you entered yesterday? ONDS. It again. It really depends. But I would say selling into strength, selling into strength is nothing wrong. It's never wrong. I think it will be better. Just pick one, like roll a dice or flip a coin, and then pick one. Either you sell it into strength or just hold hold the full position for a potentially longer move and evaluate later. Like just maybe come back after you exited the trade and see whether you should sell some into strength or not, because some people would easier to get panicked when the stock pulls back and get shaken out easily, or some traders are going for the high turnover style or approach, like just capture small 3 to 4 days gains and then move the money to the other names, other opportunities, and hold it for also like a 3 to 4 days and then a small gain and then rotate to another one. Should have taken the IREN trade on 12th or 13th of May. I took it at the time because of the swing high support and the April 24 anchor VWAP support. IREN 12 or 13 and 24 of April anchor VWAP. I think it's a good one. I think it's a good one. Just like I think that it's the maybe the general market pullback or just not work. It's just not work this time. Yeah, I think the like potential risk reward is pretty huge. If it successfully breaking out from this candle area. ONDS, I entered the day before yesterday because it's above the anchor VWAP from swing low and keep building higher lows. Anchor VWAP from swing low should be this one. This one? Maybe. yeah, I think if you can enter, if you can find an entry with where you can manage your risk, I think it's definitely worth trying. Like a gap up above the 9 and 21 EMA, it's really hard. But if you really need to time it well, so yeah, I think this is not the one that you can. I'm not sure, but I think this is not the one that you can really see a pattern or like to see any signs of like a success, like for increasing the chance of this type of breakouts under all the EMAs. But maybe there are some signs, but I just cannot figure them out. Yeah, to me the better one would be yesterday. Would be more like a bit safer to buy, or maybe on the like a 60 minutes EMA and the previous high pullback. INFQ is breaking out. I just cannot do anything. The data center names are doing pretty well. ARM just made a 50% move in a week. Yikes. Fly this pullback is pretty good. 50 EMA on the 60-minute like daily 9 EMA. The gap and the previous candle high. It's really hard. You need to buy it fast. Or maybe one possible approach is gonna like put a limit order down here and then just put a one and then put a stop several like maybe 2% below it. It could be also a play actually. I think for entries it could be really flexible. Where would I buy INFQ if I have enough buying power? I don't know. Maybe like my regional entries was this candle because I missed the previous 5-minute candle breakout, and then I would probably get stopped out on this candle. But I think I'm gonna maybe rebuy it on the 5-minute breakouts again on this green candle right here. Yeah, I don't know. Like nuclear, Oclo is now holding the 50 EMA. Still under the 150 though. But I kind of like how it holds the weekly 9 EMA after this ugly weekly candle. Like it tries to push down, but somehow last week someone bought it back. And yeah, I really like this last week's action. Now it's holding the 50 EMA. Yeah, I think it could. I think it has the potential. Yeah, it has the potential. What's your opinion on Lumen yesterday intraday pullback on the 9 and prior high anchor VWAP entry yesterday? Oh, pretty good, pretty good. Oh yeah, I think it's really clean down here. I like it. I like it. And the Tuesday is a really good looking breakout too, like a inside day and then a breakout. Maybe I'm gonna just gonna buy the opening range breakouts and like the stop will be much tighter rather than waiting for the breaking out from the previous day high. But yeah, yesterday pullback is actually really good, really good. But definitely it works much better in a strong uptrending market. And yeah, sometimes you'll be a little bit like over trading if the market is not having enough momentum. But right now I think it's a really great time, perfect time to be aggressive. I'm just trying to buy as much as you can because I don't know how long this market will last. We could be in the like just the early stage of the like the AI bubble, like the really the first leg up of the AI bubble, or maybe this is gonna be um, the only rally in 2026. Maybe we'll get a lot of chops in the later half of the year, or even a correction or a crash. But as long as the market is still dancing, I would rather be too bullish than being too bearish and then trying to pick the top, because I always try to pick the top, but um mm, nearly all of them failed, and then you kept missing out on the great moves. CRML super tight. Mm, yeah, yeah. It looks really good. Although it's not the like the it's the lithium rare metals rare metals theme, the hottest or the really leading sector right now. But it is a really fast moving names, and yeah, the EMAs are clustered together. Yeah, weekly looks pretty good too. I think it worth a try. It worth a try. Like even if you got stopped out, the I mean you can easily manage the risk here. If it starts turning down, then just move on. But if it starts pushing up, probably you get a like yeah pretty decent risk reward. The coral reef is a good one actually. I got stopped out yesterday, exited break even, but yesterday it closed really strong. Like it bounces back in the later half of the day, and today is gap up and then pulls back into the EMAs and found support, and now it's pushing higher again. Weekly is also retesting the 50 EMA, 21 EMA, found support. Why you think we're in the first leg of AI bubble? I talked about it on Tuesday stream. But in short, kills is now around 15% above the 150 EMA. So if we look back to 1998, there's a double bottom correction in in October 1998, and then there is a lockout rally after it, and 15% above the 150 EMA is like I think it's probably here or like here, so maybe something like this. And the end of this rally is 26%, 27% above the 150 EMA. And at this point, it is only the one third of the whole move, of the whole leg up. And then after this leg up, we're getting a lot like a weak bull market, so it's a little bit choppy, but still it's like going sideways, but maybe like yeah, going sideways, and but eventually making some higher lows and higher highs again for a year, and then we're getting the last final rally for the dot-com bubble into the early 2000, and this marks the end of the bubble market, and it's a 91% move on the Nasdaq in just 5 months, and this is like the yeah, the end of the move is also like around 28% of above the 150 EMA, and this, but in the middle of the rally is it has been like on the above the 150 EMA for 30%, but still managed um to rip further higher, unless unless there's a pullback, like a 3-day pullback and then found support. But this is pretty crazy. Like I think I will be probably I'm probably gonna short the market when I saw like such an extension and a strong red candle. But it's not the end. It's market continues higher for 30% more. Yeah, so I think don't 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 short too early. Like avoid shorting too early. And this is the 2000. This is the dot-com bubble. I don't know how we are gonna end on this AI. Maybe an AI bubble. Yeah, but I think the closest scenario that we could find is the 2000 dot-com bubble, and it's not going to end well. After that, it would be a prolonged drawdown in bear markets, like a 80% correction in Nasdaq, in the index, for more than 2 years, and we haven't entered a really like more than 50% correction since the financial crisis, I believe, and not the like a long bear market. Is we always get a V-shaped rally, except the 2022 bear market. I think we have to prepare for a really huge correction in the near future. But before that, I think we just need to enjoy the ride, and it could last it could last much longer than we expect, than everyone expects. I gain a lot of trading ideas from you, but at the same time, I'm worried about whether I'm trading well only when I have your guidance. Did you have the same thought when watching Q? Uh, Actually, not really, because I'm not an active audience when I'm watching Christian streams. I'm just hiding inside the crowd and just listen to his streams. Rarely I ask any question, or I type in the chat, but I don't. I mean, if you really want to test it out, then maybe you could just leave my stream, like maybe rewatch it after the next day, because sometimes I think I believe there's a period that I skipped Christian streams, and then I rewatch it on the next day, because I don't want it to be influenced from any other traders. In that period, I'm quite into the social media, especially Twitter, and I watched a lot of like tweets from other traders, like their opinions or like how they analyze this chart or this stock, and I think this is and it actually deteriorates my trading by a lot, because there are too many external opinions but not the internal ones. Yeah, but I really just can't imagine if we are getting a 2-year bear market with like an 80% correction, and then I think between 2003 and 2007, the market is pretty slow. It would be really hard. It would be really hard to trade, I think. Like after 2008, 2009, and then we are entering a pretty good trending market in the long term. But I don't know. Like we'll see after that happened. We'll see. And the most important thing we need to do now is just to capture the most out of this crazy rally, crazy bull market, and be prepared for the downside, for the correction, and keep most of your profits, keep most of your gains. Yeah, I agree. History doesn't happen the exact same way, but it often rhymes. So we could definitely learn some lessons from the past. What's your mindset when it comes to profit taking or stop loss? Because I got shaken out so often after red candle just because I don't want to lose my profits, which in turn making me taking less profits. Um, I've been there. Like if you watched my 2024 Trader Line interview, I've I've sold so many winners. I've got shaken out from so many winners, and then maybe I only caught half or even 1/3 of the whole move. So it's yeah, I think it's a really common mistakes that a lot of traders made, and you have to tackle it. Like and I do think like studying the past moves is pretty useful. So when you're trying to just find some previous winners, like the really great, the really large movers in the past. Like for example, QBTS on the 2024 rally, there are lots of pullbacks into the 9 EMA, or some of them are undercutting the 9 EMA. Yeah, there are lots of red candles during this uptrend, but you can see after, like most of them are going, the price is going further higher, and it takes time to improve. Like maybe you you hold your winners, like you hold one winner, uh, and maybe get shaken out from the other 4 or 5, but that one winning trade that you successfully hold and then capture the the later part of the rally, of the trend, and you will start gaining traction, or start realize the importance of sitting through the pullbacks. So it definitely takes time. You don't need to be like doing perfect for every trade, and it's gonna be a process or progress, and you're still gonna be shaken out from a lot of the winners, like I did, like ARM got shaken out, and then it moves another 50%, 60% higher. It's gonna be part of the game, but just trying to improve a little bit from every mistakes or lessons that you've learned, mistakes that you've made. And you can see like I still made a lot of mistakes, and in this year, even though I am doing pretty well this year, I still made a lot of mistakes. So don't need to be too harsh. Don't be too harsh to yourself, and you don't need to be really smart. You don't need to be really good to be profitable in trading. You just need to improve a little bit from every day. or like from your previous mistakes. You don't need to be like perfect or like to be really good at on some in some skills. So I think this is the end of today. Market is breaking out, and seems like a lot of stocks are finding support. I'm probably gonna miss Nepius. It looks like it's finding support and gonna gap up tomorrow. So thank you guys for coming, and see you in the next one.